Good morning from the office. Glad to be back this Monday morning. Are you ready? "7 a.m., July 6th. Happy Independence Day, 4th of July. We were not here, so we're going to talk a little bit about the 4th of July. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. BKP here. Welcome all this morning. Again, glad to be back. Thank you for giving us that Friday break. We needed that, and while we're discussing that here at Good Morning from the Office, FetcherNews.com, I am looking for someone that would like to guest host. So if that is something you would like to do, something you've done in the past, or something you'd like to learn to do, drop me a note, chief@FetcherNews.com. I'm looking for a guest host. We say welcome all, and we also say welcome to FYN TV. Now, welcome all means just that. From me to you, welcome all, no matter what your belief is this morning, no matter what your views are, your political affiliations, no matter, you're all welcome here at Good Morning from the Office. I have my counterbalance chair. If you disagree with me on issues or topics of the day, hey, send me a message, chief@FetcherNews.com, and we'll schedule you to come in here and we'll talk in the counterbalance chair. I am looking to start a segment called that once a week. So give me a message, send me a message, chief@FetcherNews.com. Welcome to FYN TV. We're going to be telling you more about FYN TV. We're going to talk more about the new Fetcher News website today. But FYN TV, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. But welcome to FYN TV. This Monday, July 6th, did you get to go out Saturday and see fireworks? I know there was a lot of concern Saturday morning about how the fireworks were, that night, Saturday night, 4th of July, the rain, the overcast. I mean, there was a lot of concern. But you know what? Everything cleared out just in time. Blue Ridge, Jasper, Ellijay, 3 areas that we cover. Beautiful fireworks, beautiful time. Crowds were out. Rain did not stop the people of North Georgia. I want to say that. FetcherNews.com was in Jasper Saturday. We were in Ellijay and in Blue Ridge. Rain did not stop all the patriotic festivities of the day in North Georgia. This Monday morning, it's 65 degrees. The high today will be 85. There'll be scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Get ready for that, scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Now, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I actually had a sweatshirt. I was sitting on the side porch in a sweatshirt because of the cool rains in the mountains. But, hey, nothing wrong with that. But the temperatures seem to be creeping back up. Again, 85 today is a high at scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Check us out on Facebook. Find us on Facebook. I always put several topics from the day that we may get involved in. We may start discussing. You can find us on Facebook. Check us out there. Also follow us on Twitter at Fetcher News, on Twitter, hashtag GMFTO. Don't forget, follow us, GMFTO hashtag on Twitter at Fetcher News, and check out our Facebook page. If you would like to be on the show or have a comment about what we're talking about, let us know. 706-889-9700. Call the show. If you'd like to be on the show, send us a text message at that number. Now, we're going to talk about, we want to welcome today, because I'm going to explain right now the new website. We started telling you Friday about the new website, and I'm going to explain that to you now. Kyle, can we put the picture up of the main site with all of the, can we put that picture up? So is it up there now? Okay. FetcherNews.com has been working. I have been working for probably a year now in designing this site. You designed the site out there. It's Fetch Your News. We never want to lose focus inside here, that the information belongs to you out there. So you have helped us, your comments. We've done some surveys, talked to a lot of you in the North Georgia area, and we redesigned a website. Now, we're going to keep you in the loop because I think you're part of the family. I think I think you deserve to know. You are the viewers. You're the reason we're here. So I'm going to tell you, if you can see at the top of your screen, that is a screenshot of the new website. Okay, so we want to welcome this morning our friends from White County, Dawson, Lumpkin, Union, Towns, Cherokee, North Carolina, Murray, to the FYN family. We want to welcome you this morning. Now, for those of you that are viewers every day and you're saying, well, where is the new site? I thought it was going to be today. Today is what they call Go Live. And the company we're working with that we developed the site with today is Go Live. So I'm going to fill you in on all the details. Approximately 8 o'clock this morning, they will be doing a server review. They'll be checking the servers that they're going to put the site into, the new site. They'll do that at 8 o'clock. After they've completed the server review for space and efficiency and adequate, all the above, after they do that, they will start the process of what is called Go Live. And I want to go into detail with you here so you know. And in that process, you know, we're very blessed here. November, FetcherNews.com is 5 years old in November. And we have 5 years of content that has to move from the old site to the new site. Believe it or not, we've got stuff has to move 5 years. Everything's going over. So I had somebody ask me the other day, well, on the new site, will we no longer get to see that video? Or on the new site, will my story that I wrote 3 years ago be gone? No, everything's moving over. That is probably the largest task that we've had, is preparing things to move over to the new site. So not to bore you too much, after they do the website or the server review, they will start what they call the Go Live. Exactly the time on that is unclear. So it's possible today and tomorrow, all day today and tomorrow, you will see changes. I'm not for sure what time you'll click on Fetch Your News and the new site will be there. I'm not for sure what time today for some of you, tomorrow morning for some of you, but don't worry, always go to FetcherNews.com and either the old one or the new one will be there that you can go to. Another thing is, when we move the site over, we'll have to do some rearranging. We picked this morning, Monday morning, to do it instead of last Thursday, so we would have enough people on staff. The developers would have enough people not do it in a holiday weekend where they wouldn't have people on staff to make any corrections. So for those of you out there today, many of you come back to FetcherNews.com several times in the course of the day. You will see eventually today, late today, tomorrow, within Monday and end of the day Tuesday, you'll see everything change at FetcherNews.com. And you will see at the top of the screenshot that Kyle has up, we are now going to have contributors send us content from Dawson County, Lumpkin County, Union County, Towns County, Cherokee, North Carolina, and Murray. We want to welcome all of them, White County, to the FYN family. Team FYN Sports Talk, we're going to launch Team FYN Sports Talk. As soon as the new website launches, I'm explaining everything to you, and we get everything going there. In a couple weeks, we're going to launch Team FYN Sports Talk. It's going to be 10 to 12, Monday through Friday. National sports. In fact, congratulations to the USA women's soccer team for winning the World Cup. I was going to get to that in a minute, but I want to say congratulations to them. But Team FYN Sports Talk, Monday through Friday, 10 to 12. As soon as the new website launches, we'll get that worked in. We are looking for co-hosts for Team FYN Sports Talk. I'm not doing the show. LT Milton, and co-host. So if you would like to be a co-host on Team FYN Sports Talk, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be national sports, okay, state sports, college sports, national sports, college sports, local high school football, you name it. It doesn't matter. It's going to be sports talk. Team FYN Sports is also looking for somebody interested in covering the Fannin Rebels football team this fall for home and away games. Send us a message, chief@fetchernews.com. I am looking for an assistant, BKP. I'm looking for an assistant here. Email, scheduling, content on the show, research. If you'd like to do that, chief@fetchernews.com. We're going to talk about several things. Did you go to any parades this weekend? It was a very happy 4th of July, Independence Day. I tell you what, Patriot Pride, I mean, very patriotic weekend. Really enjoyed it. We're going to talk about all the parades. We're going to talk about the Fannin Parade, the Gilmer and the Pickens Parade. They were great, awesome parade. Weather could not stop these people from coming out. That is probably, to me, Independence Day, and getting up and seeing a weather forecast with possible lightning and thunder and rain all day, and thinking, will this deter people from coming to town to see the parade? Will this deter people from coming out and wearing their red, white, and blue? Absolutely not. It was amazing. No matter where you were at, the rain could not stop the American people in North Georgia getting out, all over the country, but we witnessed it, getting out and celebrating Independence Day. The Huey helicopter dedication. I'm going to get into that a little bit in our Fannin segment, but it was not pouring, but during the Huey helicopter dedication, it was really raining. I mean really raining. Colonel George Pletcher stood up there, 40-minute ceremony. It was raining. They had tents. But I tell you what, that was a couple hundred people. I'm going to say an estimate, a couple hundred people, maybe more, made it out to that park at noon to dedicate that helicopter. That was amazing to see patriotic spirit like that in the rain. It just, somebody asked me, it's indescribable. It was indescribable. You just would look for words and look for words. What took place Saturday out there at Veterans Memorial Park in Fannin County was just indescribable. We'll talk about that a little more in our Fannin County. We're going to be congratulations to the U.S. for winning the Women's World Cup. We'll talk about that at our 8:30. Congratulations to them. They beat Japan yesterday to win the Women's World Cup. So congratulations to the USA soccer team. We're going to give a big shout out to Matthew Waddell on the international stage at the Pan Am Cadet Games, the wrestling on the international stage. A Gilmer Bobcat on the international stage brings home a gold and I think a bronze. I think a gold in freestyle and a bronze in Greco style wrestling at the Pan Am Games. I'll tell you what, on the national stage, I tell you, every week I get so excited when I get to come here and talk about one of the young people up in North Georgia area and some of the accomplishments and things that are going on. We're going to talk to Matthew Waddell's proud dad at 8 o'clock. He's going to tell us where Matthew goes next, what he won medals for, and explain a little bit of what he's been doing. So we're going to talk to Matthew Waddell's proud dad at 8:05, and I want him to be very proud of his son and come on here and tell us what's going on next. Matthew's not stopping here. He continues his wrestling career, and his dad's going to explain a little bit to us at 8:05 on that. Confederate flag, heritage not hate. Now, some people got upset. Some. I'm going to say some. Because we had thousands of people view. Now, I'm going to get into some detail on some parades and where I seen the Confederate flag Saturday, FetcherNews.com. the Heritage Not Hate Parade. It was not a part of the sanctioned parade. I'll explain that. But how many places in the South did you see the Confederate flag Saturday? And, you know, I have gotten a lot of messages. When I say a lot, like I'm going to say, we had a video that's, I think it's gone over 3,000 times, it's been viewed, of a parade of Confederate flags that went through town. Do you not think, why are the people that are flying the flag, flying the flag, being criticized now, when actually it's what took place in South Carolina and it being politicized? This is my thought. Immediately it got jumped all over by, the media, the national media, seeing their opportunity to highlight this. And now the people that have come out with the flags, they're getting criticized for flying the flag. I don't know. Is it heritage, not hate? We're going to talk about that because we've got a lot of Facebook messages on this. A lot of Facebook messages. Is it heritage, not hate? I'd love to hear from you. 706-889-9700. I'd love to hear from you about the Confederate flag. It was all over the place Saturday. When are we going to focus on the real problems in this country? And this is my opinion real quick. I'll give it to you later. But my heart is broke this morning. I'm serious. There's so many reasons over this 7-year-old boy that was killed in Chicago. And there was 30-some shootings, and I think there was 7 dead. 7-year-old boy, 7 killed, 30-some shootings over the 4th of July. When are we going to focus on the real problems in this country? I'm serious. Illinois, our next Greece. All right, $100 million in unfunded pensions in Illinois. That's right. Illinois is a mess. Are they our next Greece? We wait to see what happens to the stock market this morning after the Greeks voted overwhelmingly no on more austerity cuts to get loans from the IMF, is my understanding. To get more loans, they voted no. So the stock market looks like it's going to close down. Okay, there's going to be some uncertainties. Austerity cuts. The Greeks are over there. What are they working? 28 hours. The Greeks are working 28 hours a week. They're wearing their Birkenstocks. I know, everybody's like, oh, what do you got against Birkenstocks? No, my brother called me the other day. He said, hey, they're over there sitting at the coffee shop. They're sitting at the coffee shop. They work 20 years. They retire at 40. and they're wearing their Birkenstocks and they're broke. And they can't figure out why. 28 hours a week. I'm telling you right now, we're headed down that road. Headed down that road quickly. Puerto Rico is going into bankruptcy. We'll talk about that. We talked about that the other day. What's that do to the United States? How about this story? Man walks out of Walmart. And I want to read this one real quick because this is awesome before we go to our first break. Man walks out of Walmart. Man poses as armored truck employee. I mean, this is awesome. Man poses as armored truck employee, walks out of Walmart with $75,000. Police said a man walked out of a Walmart with more than $75,000 after pretending to be a Loomis armored truck employee. The man went into the store at 10:30 a.m. and told employees he was there to pick up the deposit. He was given the money and walked out. No one realized the man wasn't legitimate until after 11 a.m. when the real truck guard showed up for the deposit. Wow. I'm sorry. This is not fun. Yeah, it is. It's funny. It is funny, right? It is. All right. Thanks. I'm like, should I laugh? Yeah, this is hilarious. Hey, I'm going to go to break, but before I do, if Trump keeps saying, now this is where I'm confused. If Trump keeps saying he will be the greatest job president, Donald Trump, in history, and everybody already has a job because they keep telling you the unemployment rate is so low, why is Trump's job creation stance, why is that gaining such traction? Why is he gaining traction in the polls saying he'll create jobs if unemployment's so low? Why is that happening? Couple more quick things before we leave. Is Donald Trump correct on illegal aliens? Now, I want to ask you that, because I want to talk about this morning, because we have this young lady that was shot by an illegal alien. I'm going to try to do this without getting teared up. I'm serious. And she died in her dad's arms saying, "Dad, please help me," is my understanding, in San Francisco. And when are we going to get some common sense in this country? You're wondering why Donald Trump's catching on? You wonder why people are catching on it? Sanctuary City in San Francisco? This guy was arrested 5 times, was deported 4, I think. Deported 4 times. He's illegal. But what is a sanctuary city? I know you're like out there explaining it to me, but my question is, really? How do we go inside of our borders and put these little illegal embassies together, and you can't be, I don't know, just saying. I'm at a loss. Okay, why do Republicans always say secure the border first? They get Republicans get a lot of heat, but the truth does not come out enough on why Republicans always say secure the border first. I'm going to tell you about that. Sanctuary cities make no common sense at all, and if Donald Trump is Jeb Bush does not catch on. He's disconnected. Why is Donald Trump catching on with Americans? I found a website. I found a website last night. I just could not stop looking at this. All right, and I found a website last night, and I'm going to share this with you. It's called a Victims of Illegal Aliens Memorial, in honor of thousands of American citizens killed each year by illegal aliens. I'm going to look at that website when we come back. If you will go to this website, I put it on Facebook yesterday. If you go to this website, it will break your heart to read these stories of hundreds and hundreds killed by illegal aliens in this country. Wonder if Donald Trump's not on to something. Okay, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk about Gilmer County and the parade and Confederate flags. We talk about Confederate flags, the Gilmer County parade, and what's coming up on the agenda this week. It's back to work for everybody. We'll be back in 3 minutes. This is BKP. Good morning from the office. Your host here. Again, thank you for coming back, and welcome back to Monday morning. We got to get back to work here. I will be back in 3 minutes.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at dayschevroletjasper.com.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Elije.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Elije.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Hey, good morning from the office. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show, BKP here. We want to welcome all. You know, I watch all four. I haven't started watching Jake Tapper, or is that his name, Tapper, CNN on the, I haven't started watching that one yet. That would be 5. I don't know if I could take that, but you know, when he, I don't know if I watch Face the Nation, Meet the Press. I watch Face the Nation, Meet the Press. Good Morning this week with George Stephanopoulos and Chris Wallace, Fox News, Chris Wallace. And I, if you could see out there, I take a pad and I pause the TV and I take all these notes when I'm watching. That's 5 pages of notes I did. Now, I said one time on my show, I watched all 4 shows, morning shows, so you don't have to. And somebody sent me a message and got upset that I said that. But you know what? If you watch Chuck Todd and then you switch over to George Stephanopoulos, and then the new guy, I can't even get Bob Schieffer's replacement. I can't remember his name. They would just drive you nuts with all the dumb questions they ask, and those are my words. These people ask some dumb questions. But that's me. We're going to talk about that at 8:30. We're going to talk a little bit about Gilmer County right now. Kyle, I'm still not trending. I'm not. I want to be trending. All right. I see Donald Trump's trending. There's no reason. I think my hair is much nicer than Donald Trump's hair. I'm still not trending, so we got to work on that.
You either have to offend like just the masses, not just some people, but the masses.
Why can't you trend and do something positive? Why you have to offend somebody?
Or you have to have millions of dollars and run for president. One of the two things.
Billions. He has billions.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, you know what? I will say this. We trended locally, I guess, with our Confederate flag stuff. That got a lot of firestorm. But our job here is to bring you information. I mean, that's our job. I mean, if something takes place, our job is to bring you information, and that's what we do. Welcome to FYN TV. It's Monday, July 6th. We hope you had a nice Independence Day, July 4th, Saturday, and enjoyed your weekend. It's back to work this Monday morning. It's 65 degrees. The high today is 85. Scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. There'll be scattered thunderstorms. Check out our Facebook page, see what we're talking about. If you'd like to get involved in the show, 706-889-9700. We want to welcome White County, Dawson, Lumpkin, Union Towns, Cherokee, North Carolina, Murray, to our FYN family. You will start seeing the new website eventually later today popping up when you go to fetchyournews.com. And when you do and see all of those and wonder what we're doing, we are now taking contributors information from those areas to bring to you. Okay, Gilmer County, got to get to work, a lot on the plate. I did a video, and I want to know from you this morning, and before I go any further, I apologize. I'm not out of sorts. It's just after 3 days and not being here and so much information here on the table, just trying to get my flow back, and it's taking me an extra minute. Now, Gilmer County had an awesome parade, so we want to highlight the awesome first. Awesome parade. Gilmer County LJ parade. The streets were packed. The boardwalk was packed. I want to give a shout out to an outstanding job that they did there. The new boardwalk was packed. The stores were packed. People were lined around the square, up and down the street. I mean, weather did not slow these people down. It cleared out. Their parade, it was at 5 o'clock. Awesome parade. I can't say enough about the parade, the music, the fire. Knocked it out of the park. But after the parade, and I want to be clear because I have got this question. The LJ, or the Gilmer County, the people, I've lost my bearings there, the people that put the parade on, and I apologize for not giving you the proper announcement here, but the parade organizers in Gilmer County, because I had somebody send me a message, was this part of the Gilmer County parade or was this their parade? No, it was not. Highway 52 that goes into the square is a U.S., it's a state highway, okay? Highway 52 is a state highway. They can only close it for a parade a couple times a year. They really cannot close this highway going into the square. It does make it sometimes difficult to hold parades and stuff because they can't close it for very long. Now, they can't stop you from driving through, it's a state highway, the square. So when the parade ended Saturday, awesome parade. Vintage cars, everything. And I want to talk about it a little bit and bring it home. And I want to hear what you think. But when the parade ended Saturday, there was probably a couple cars. And then I noticed, I'm standing on the sidewalk and I noticed, whoa, there are trucks and cars as far as I can see with Confederate flags either on the back, Confederate battle flags on the back, out the window, whatever. So I said, okay, well, you know what? I said, I'm going to video this. Now, I will tell you this. It took 7 minutes for these vehicles to pass. That's how many they were. I did not count them, but the video is approximately 7 minutes long. I'm going to say 35, maybe more, maybe less, but 35 trucks or cars with flags. Now, they were yelling out the window. I was this close. Some of them were, I heard nothing yelled out the window ugly. I want to say that about the group. It was very peaceful. They drove through. They blew their horns. Some of them had, some music blaring a little bit. But for the most part, they would wave and they would say heritage, not hate. I was standing right there as close as I am to the camera. They would yell out the window to the crowd, the people, and people were watching them. They were not out of line, and it was peaceful. You know, I got a couple messages of, a couple. If we got 100 messages, 98 were positive, 2 were negative, and we'll just say that at FetcherNews.com. But I got a couple messages, and this is peaceful. I wouldn't call it, yeah, it's protest, all right? This is peaceful protest. This is freedom. Now, there's a lot of argument of what the flag represents. There's a lot of argument on where you can fly the flag. I have had people tell me on the Confederate flag, say, you can have all the Confederate flags you want, battle flags or flags you want. Don't fly them on government property. Okay, maybe that's where we're going to go with this. Don't fly it on government property. Okay, on the video that we took, we put it up here, and It's been viewed right at about 3,000 times. It's been viewed about 3,000 times, the video we put up of the 7-minute parade of Confederate battle flags. But it was peaceful, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Nobody got harmed. And they were saying, I'll never forget this. One guy looked out the window and he yelled at me and he said, "I love you, man. This is not about hate, man. I love you." And he's striding down the road. He's yelling out the window, "I love you," telling all the crowd how much he loved them, and it wasn't about hate. Anyhow, that took place. That was about 30 cars. Now, then in the parade, let's talk about the parade for a minute. In the parade, there was the Sons of the Confederate. Okay, you will see now this was in the parade. This was in the actual sanctioned parade that Gilmer County had on River Street going into the square. There's a young boy carrying a Confederate battle flag. There's the Sons of the Confederate. They have a very big chapter. That's what I would call it, very big chapter or organization in Gilmer County. They were in the parade. They had their flags. They were wearing their Confederate uniforms. And you will see if you go to GilmerCountyFetcherNews.com, you will see all the pictures of the Sons of the Confederate. Now, in the parade, there's an old car section of the parade that everybody tends to love. And several old cars chose to display a Confederate flag. There were Jeeps that were in the parade. There were Jeeps in the parade. Okay? They chose, some of them chose to display a Confederate flag. So the Confederate flag was in the parade, and there was a parade of about 30 cars. So what do you think? Now in Pickens County, there's a story we've got on all the websites, Heritage Not Hate, and this comes to us by Lisa Pritchard, and it's Heritage Not Hate on 4th of July. Heritage Not Hate seemed to be the common theme today among several groups celebrating the 4th of July. There are Confederate flags being carried by was a Confederate flag being carried by a black man in Pickens County parade that was the message emblazoned across it, Heritage Not Hate. So this gentleman from the Cowboy Church, we understand, in Pickens County, which was a part of the Pickens County parade in downtown Jasper, was carrying a flag. This black young man saying Heritage Not Hate, a Confederate battle flag. FYN did not have an opportunity to speak with the man as he passed. However, we were told from others in the parade his name was Jay. We did get a confirmation his name was Jay. We attempted to reach him, and we plan to ask him today if we can get in touch with Jay, what it means to him. Several other gatherings today saw many come out waving their Confederate flag. If you have seen any news, I am sure you realize there are several battles raging over the subject. It seems even a poll at CNN came back with a consensus that most see it as a symbol of heritage, not racism. CNN did a recent poll. They seem to be shocked. They're shocked, okay? But CNN did a poll, and it come back that the consensus of the CNN poll was most people see it as a symbol of heritage, not racism. As debates rage in South Carolina and other places, it seems Americans have decided to take a stand that it is indeed heritage of the South, and that there is in their right to display the flag. There were numerous vehicles in Georgia today displaying the Confederate flag from the Fannin County, and there were some in Fannin County that were displaying, not in the actual parade. Okay, a peaceful gathering at Walmart parking lot in Gilmer County parade, and in Pickens was a black man carrying the message in Pickens County 4th of July parade. Vehicles were driving the Gilmer County 4th of July parade displaying Confederate flags, were yelling, "We love you." I just told you about that. And heritage, not hate. Sons of the Confederate played a large part in the Gilmer County 4th of July parade. The trending message from today from many areas in North Georgia and other areas seem to send a message that a large number of people simply believe the Confederate flag represents heritage and nothing more. Maybe people just decided to exercise their rights. After all, it is Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. We have on FetcherNews.com, Gilmer, Fannin, and Pickens County. We have that story up there, heritage, not hate. Now, if the flag upsets you, if you think they should not have brought it out on Independence Day, which is freedom, then let us know here at FetcherNews.com. Text me 706-889-9700. 706-889-9700. Heritage, not hate. That was all over Georgia. There was a major protest that was supposed to be staged for Stone Mountain. It failed. It failed. They were trying to get people to boycott Stone Mountain, the Mount Rushmore of the South, they say, and they were trying to get that boycotted. It failed. The Confederate, if you go on there, Confederate flag wasn't dominated over the American flag, because I don't even misunderstand. I'm not saying that it should dominate over the American flag. I'm going to give you my opinion on this one part. It should never fly over the American flag. So if you have it out there and you have the American flag underneath this flag, that's wrong. That's my opinion. I want to be clear, it's my opinion, okay? But outside of that, if you want to fly the flag, I don't know. I'm getting emails saying, would you want a Japanese flag flying? Would you want, Nazi flags flying? You know what? They're flying rainbow flags. They're flying all kinds of flags. I'm not for sure. But what does this mean? Are you upset over it? Because it was all over the South. If you go to Alabama, South Carolina, you pull up these parades all over the place. These flags are out. NASCAR could not stop it. They could not stop it. They try, but hey, fans at NASCAR said, we're going to bring our flag. So we'll talk more about that a little later. It's 7:43. We've got to get ready for our guest here at 8 o'clock. Last week we told you in Gilmer County, I want to talk more about that in the 8 o'clock, 8:30 hour. Is it heritage? Do we have history? Are we erasing history? Are we deciding the evils of history, and if they're evil, we erase them? Because I'm going to tell you something. You can't turn on the History Channel and for 48 hours on a weekend and not find World War II in color and Hitler's last days, and I mean, it's on and on and on. So are we erasing history? Andrew Jackson. Are we wanting him to be a part of history as a president we want to erase? Are we going to overlook he paid off the nation's debt? Are we going to overlook that he went against the national bank, the federal bank? But the only thing we're going to remember him for is the Trail of Tears. That's what we're... Okay, are we erasing history? Is this good for our children? To erase history. Is this good for our children to have selective history? Is it good for our children to not? I am one that says don't forget where you come from, but I don't know. Is it good? Tell me if you. I would like what I call an argument on that. Give me your reason. It's good to erase history and replace it. Anyhow. We told you last week we want to again, everybody was busy. We want to congratulate Dr. Wilkes as the new superintendent of schools of Gilmer County. She will take the job officially on July 13. Dr. Wilkes will step in as superintendent. Congratulations, Dr. Wilkes. We wish you well, and we support you here at FetcherNews.com. You have this week on July 9th, you have the Board of Commissioners workshop. Gilmer County Board of Commissioners workshop. Again, I'd like to give a shout out to the Board of Commissioners for transparency and working together to get these agendas out for the public to review. There are several pending actions on zoning changes that you may want to take a look at. You can find that at FetcherNews.com, Gilmer County Legal section. Several there. But three things that I want to look at this week, and we'll get back on them tomorrow. We will look at number 11, review pending action on amending the Gilmer County Code as to Article 2, Chapter 10, titled Alcohol Beverages. Okay. Then we will review number 12, pending action on amending the Gilmer County Code to Article 2, Chapter 32, titled Farm Wineries. Now, my understanding is you could sell alcohol out in the county. We call it out in the county. I mean, if you can sell alcohol out in the county, in a store, you can stop at a store and buy a six-pack or whatever you may say, but you could sell that, but you cannot drink on the premises in the county. So that is, you cannot drink on the premises. Gilmer County is going to discuss what I'm understanding out in the county, being able to drink on the premises, I guess I'm trying to explain, instead of just buying and leaving. There's two major things to wineries. State winery farm winery laws in the state of Georgia allow, I'm using beer, to be sold. That is Georgia State farm winery laws. It allows that. Alcohol laws allow that. Our neighbors all around Gilmer County, they are using the Georgia State alcohol laws for farm wineries, which allows the selling of beer. That would mean if they had events at a winery, they could sell beer, and you can consume the beer at the winery while at the event. The other action for alcohol beverages, you cannot sell beer currently at the golf course, White Path Golf Course. They could sell it as a store. I think they could sell as a store, but you'd have to leave. But you cannot consume on the premises. So that's another thing up for discussion. There are 21 things up for discussion at the 21 things up for discussion at the Gilmer County Board of Commissioners workshop. Number 21 is discuss proposal closing Whitestone Convenience Center. That's for the trash. There's a proposal to close Whitestone. Maybe something. But if you're interested, there's 20 items there for the Gilmer County Board of Commissioners agenda for the workshop. The time will be 1 o'clock. They will start the meeting Thursday, July 9th, 1 o'clock at the Gilmer County Courthouse. And it will be held in the jury room. That's a big announcement. It'll be held in the jury room because they're concerned about overflow. This is not being held in the commissioners' conference room as they normally do. Again, then that night at 6 o'clock, The same night, this Thursday night, will be the regular meeting. Workshop at 1, regular meeting at 6 in the jury room. We will carry both of those on FYN TV live for you. So if you're interested in all of the things, the discussion on the alcohol, and all of the variances that they're going to discuss, we will carry that live on FYN TV for you this week. Gilmer County, we're going to take a brief break. We're going to come back. We're going to start into our Pickens County segment. We're going to go into our Pickens County segment, and then we're going to have on the phone with us at 8:05 Matthew Waddell's dad, Mark. We want to talk about this young man being on the international stage wrestling. I want to make sure that I get everything correct. So Mark's going to join us and tell us what's taking place on the international stage as a Gilmer Bobcat wrestler. Matthew Waddell is bringing home some hardware from the Pan Am Games. Before we go to break, don't forget, Pickens County Rec Department will be having a movie Under the Stars, July 24th. Gates open at 6 p.m., and they will be showing Big Hero 6, free admission. Salon 84 in color, located on West Church Street in Jasper. Call for an appointment today, 706-253-9876. Clock Tower Gifts and Boutique, located downtown Jasper. The Sensations Tanning Package Specials, they're located at 28 South East Street, 706-692-7565. 1907 Restaurant, located off the square right here in Ellijay. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, now tell me, 706-889-9700, did you see Confederate flags this weekend in North Georgia or wherever you were at? How do you feel about the discussion? What do you think about the flag? They're going to talk this week. I think Wednesday's the vote. I'll look it up. I think Wednesday's the vote on in South Carolina to remove the flag from the state grounds. What do you think about that? Should South Carolina do that? What do you think about NASCAR? What do you think about everybody piling on Donald Trump? Is he on to something? Why do his poll numbers keep going up? You're going to want to tune in for the 8:30 segment, because I'm going to do a Donald Trump immigration. Ronald Reagan's going to get into the discussion. And how will Georgia play into this upcoming election? And South Carolina. We'll talk about that. When we come back, we're going to go into our Pickens County segment, and we'll be back in 3.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at DaysChevroletJasper.com.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
All-new Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Hey, and we're back. Thank you for joining us here. Good morning from the office. Your host, BKP, with North Georgia's only live online morning show. When we left you, we were talking about going into Pickens County. Now, everybody enjoyed the parades. I'm telling you what, Lisa went down to Pickens County, FetchYourNews.com. We were at all the parades. We went all over the place checking things out in North Georgia. This story is in the community, Pickens County, FetchYourNews.com, and it's in the lifestyle and community section. And it's a beautiful story on the parade. There's a nice slideshow down there in Pickens County, but I'm gonna read this real quick. Pickens County held its annual 4th of July parade on Saturday morning in downtown Jasper. The skies were somewhat dark, but it did not rain on our parade. Oh, that's a nice play on words there, Lisa. It did not rain on our parade. I'm going to get in trouble here in a minute. The streets were lined early Saturday morning with children and adults eagerly waiting the 4th of July annual parade. The parade began at 10 a.m., celebrating our Independence Day. Everyone enjoyed the beautiful decoration, floats, fun, and don't forget the yummy candy thrown out in the crowd. That's not just for kids. I hit the parade scene. I get a nice right there on the road because, hey, Smarties. I mean, those are power pills, right? Did you? What's so funny?
I don't know why that's hilarious to me, but it is.
Okay, it's power pills, man. You got to get the Smarties. Yummy candy thrown into the crowd. FetchYourNews.com. This is a great story that I really like, and I thank Lisa for bringing this to us this morning. FetchYourNews.com had a pleasure to meet Robert Hill, currently stationed at Fort Campbell and having served 21 years in service to our country. Mr. Hill and his wife, Christina, children Logan, Parker, Reagan were in town visiting his brother-in-law, C.J. Jackson, his wife Brittany, and holding probably the youngest parade goer, oh, the beautiful old parade goer, Cody Jackson. The kids were excited to watch the parade and enjoyed all the candy. See pictures below. I just love that story, and Lisa came in and she was just so excited to meet Mr. Hill. We really can't say enough to our veterans that serve and our men and women that are currently serving today in this country that provided that freedom, the Independence Day that we have, the freedom that we have to have these parades and freedom of speech. But that's exciting. That's FetcherNews.com, Pickens County. Also, at Pickens County, we brought you the story. Now, the Pickens County Jasper Parade is where the young black man that is carrying the Heritage Not Hate Confederate flag in the parade to Cowboy Church. That story is also on FetcherNews.com, Pickens County. We want to hear from you. What did you think? Were you at the Pickens County Parade? Did you see Jay, this young man that was carrying this flag, and several behind him carrying flags? Did you see that Saturday? Let us know what you think. 706-889-9700. Now, the board, Pickens County Schools Board, School Board meeting is this Thursday at 6:30. That's this Thursday at 6:30, the school board meeting. Also, for those of you that go to the Jasper City Council every month, it's been rescheduled. So if you were expecting to go tonight, because it's usually this is the regular time for Jasper City Council, that has been moved to July 13th at 6 p.m. The Jasper City Council meets the first Monday of every month, but rescheduled for this meeting. So there'll be no Jasper City Council meeting tonight. Put it on your calendar. It's been moved to July 13th. Also, the commissioners meeting this past week, the workshop. There are several things that went on in the workshop last week. Pickens County Board of Commissioners considered some policy change. 2 items drew most of the time in a quick work session on July 2nd at Pickens County Board of Commissioners. The first item considered by the commissioners was an update to the current alcohol beverage ordinances. Considering the state has evolved this over the years, Pickens County has been adding to it piecemeal as needed. They've been piecemeal putting their alcohol beverage ordinances together in Pickens County. This update is said to streamline the process and put it together to become a whole and connected ordinance with the tacked on additions incorporated into it. They also considered a provision in the ordinance to allow special use permit for one-day events for businesses or events that would not need a permanent license, but rather a single-party celebration, wine tasting, or outdoor event to be held once. This would also allow these events to be given conditions to be held on a case-by-case basis. The other item on the agenda followed a recent county dump truck, which ignited after becoming involved in a non-lethal accident. The insurance company has agreed to pay close to $32,000 according to the Board of Commissioners. The board then presented 3 replacement vehicles, including a used 2006 International for $65,000. All of them are on there. The Chairman Robert Jones also commented the board would be replacing trucks in about 2 years. However, since the insurance is paying $32,000 to replace the burnt truck, they could take it to pay towards the used truck, or they could refinance and go for a new truck. However, Chairman Jones did mention he felt the used would be a better option for now. Before the meeting was adjourned, Commissioner Becky Denny mentioned a possible change to the county travel expense policy to change from the reimbursement policy to a per diem policy to increase it to the state equivalent of $36 a day total. That complete story is on FetcherNews.com. Pickens County there, the Board of Commissioners consider policy changes. We're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Mark Waddell concerning Matthew and the medals he'll be bringing home from Mexico Pan Am Games. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Join us. Hold on just a minute. I don't want to forget. Boy, this Monday, they just can't let me off for 3 days anymore because I was on a roll here in the last couple weeks, and I'm just getting all flustered here, forgetting what I'm supposed to do next. Don't forget, Mattress Overstock. Go see Gary, Richard, or Rhonda, the mattress lady, for the best mattress at the best price. They truly want to help you sleep better. Located in the East Ellijay Walmart Shopping Center. Mention you heard this ad on Fetch and receive a special gift with purchase. Call them today with any questions. 706-698 7378 or come in for a great deal. Now, don't forget, over at Mattress Overstock, located in the East LJ Walmart Shopping Center, we have a special deal set up for you. FetchYourNews.com, promo code. So tell Gary, Richard, or Rhonda when you go over there, you want the Fetch Your News, promo code Fetch Your News, special discount over there. LJ Fitness, 379 River Street. LJ Fitness, 379 River Street. LJ, 706-636-2348. I tell you what, Kyle, if you think I'm a little off track today, I mean, I know, I'll throw this pin at you. If you could see, he's like, just today? Really? I was ahead of you on that, right? Okay. If you think I'm a little off track today, Kyle, I promise I will get in gear at 8:30 when I start talking politics. You think?
I'm sure you will.
You sure?
I'm gonna have faith in you.
I'm gonna be right up and going. Right? 8:30. Hey, Donald Trump, how long will he stay in the race? George Stephanopoulos asked this question yesterday. I about fell out of the chair because I've got something. Now, Georgia and South Carolina and the upcoming elections, how are you going to prevent that moderate Republican candidate from getting the nomination like Mitt Romney, John McCain? How are you going to prevent that? We're going to talk about that, okay? Hey, lady dies in her dad's arms after being shot by an illegal alien that had been deported 4 times already, kills her, and I understand her last words to her dad was, "Help me, Dad." Dad is tearing me up. We're going to talk about that today. Is Donald Trump on to something and the media can't stand it because they're really more interested in amnesty? Maybe that National Chamber of Commerce and cheap labor. Don't want to ruin that for anybody, do we? We don't want to risk no life to prevent that cheap labor. Hey, BKP, your host. I'll be back in 3 minutes, okay?
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at DaysChevroletJasper.com.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
All-new Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Okay, we're back. This is Good Morning from the Office. We're back. Thank you for being with us this morning, this Monday morning, July 6th. Going to be a partly cloudy day, high of about 85 this afternoon with scattered thunderstorms. This is your host, BKP. Good Morning from the Office. We want to say congratulations. We've been saying that this morning. We'll talk a little more later. Congratulations to the U.S. soccer team, ladies soccer team, for winning the Women's World Cup. We congratulate them. But on the local area, on the international stage, Matthew Waddell, a local Gilmer Bobcat wrestler, is bringing home some hardware from the international stage of the Pan Am Games. I've got on the line Matthew's dad, Mark. Mark, are you with us?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, first of all, congratulations. I told you on the phone, I don't want to get this wrong. Matthew is he's outstanding wrestler coming from an outstanding program, and I want you to tell us a little bit about that. As dad, what team is Matthew on? Tell people that might not understand. Tell people what team Matthew's on, where he is competing right now, and what he has won. Tell us a little about that.
Matthew is competing with the USA Cadet National Team, or actually probably international team. It's Team USA in the cadet age group. He's wrestling, or has been wrestling. I'm actually about to leave to go pick him up from the airport, but he was wrestling in Guadalajara, Mexico at the Pan Am Championships, and obviously Pan Am is the entire North America, Central America, South America, and so he wrestled other wrestlers from all over this hemisphere: Brazil, Peru, Venezuela, Canada, Cuba. So it was truly an international competition, and it's something that Matthew's worked pretty hard for, and he qualified for this tournament at the UWW Cadet Nationals in Akron, Ohio, about a month and a half ago, and you have to qualify, and then you have to be selected. And so we got the call from Cody Bickley with USA Wrestling and said, hey, Matthew has been selected, and obviously these trips don't come without a cost. And I just want to say, a big thank you to the community in Gilmer County and how they have supported him with their prayers as well as financial contributions, because if that hadn't happened, he wouldn't have been able to go. So thank you, Gilmer County. So anyway, he wrestled both in the freestyle and the Greco-Roman disciplines. He placed third, won a bronze medal in Greco-Roman, and then yesterday was able to secure a gold in the freestyle competition. So we're pretty excited.
Well, that is awesome. Now he is you're going to pick him up at the airport in about 30 minutes. How long before we can find on social media a picture of those two medals with him at the airport?
I don't imagine it'll take too long once Mom gets a hold of them.
I was thinking that. Yeah, we want to see if you pick him up in 30 minutes and 35 minutes, you got 5 minutes for the pleasantries. We want a picture on Facebook of him with the 2 medals, so we're excited about that. Where does he go next? I mean, what's next for Matthew as far as wrestling right now?
On the 12th, he'll get back today, and then he'll have a brief break where he will continue working at the pool. And but then on the 12th, he leaves. He and another teammate, Ryan Crump, and Ryan is a sophomore. Will be a sophomore this year. Go to training camp for Fargo, North Dakota, which is the world's largest youth tournament. It's amazing competition. But Fargo is the epitome, if you will, of wrestling tournaments in the United States. All the college coaches are there, and they will go to training camp on the 12th, and then they leave on the bus on the 17th, and I believe they'll be back on the 26th. I'm not sure, but Matthew will be home a grand total of about 6 days from the middle of June to the end of July. So he's been traveling, and he does a lot of this stuff on his own. I mean, he gives up, and this is his choice, not mine. He's passionate about the sport of wrestling, and for 2 summers now, he has worked this kind of schedule because he truly loves the sport, and he honestly doesn't care who. He just wants to be wrestling.
Let me ask you one more thing, and I know you got to leave for the airport to pick Matthew up. What does this say to you? Now, you have been involved with the wrestling program since for years. I can't for a long time. What does this say about the Gilmer County Bobcat, the total wrestling program? What's this say overall about the wrestling program of Gilmer County to you that Matthew has grown up in with multiple coaches, and you got to look at where he's coming from. What's that say about Gilmer County's wrestling program?
Well, you can't say enough, honestly. Matthew follows in Cameron Perry's footsteps. Cameron was the first Gilmer wrestler to medal at these games, and Cameron, several years ago, got a silver medal at the same tournament that Matthew went to.
I remember that.
But as far as the program goes, I'll tell you a little interesting story. We were on the boardwalk on 4th of July, downtown, just having a good time, and ran into some of the youth wrestlers, and Brent Berry, who is now taking the bull by the horns and running our youth program and doing a phenomenal job. And he said to me, Mark, he said, I know you well enough now that I feel like I can say this. He said, when my boys get old enough, I'm going to use some of your connections. And I just chuckled because, the way the Gilmer County program works is it's not a selfish thing. It's a thing where everybody truly tries to help anybody that wants to go and do and wrestle. And it's truly about the kids and what they can accomplish. And the thing about it is, it's funny, he said that to me because I leaned on Milton Perry pretty hard before we went on this trip because he'd already been there and done that.
Right.
And he gave us some, and he talked to Matthew and he gave us some great tips and really helped us in preparing for the trip. But the parents, the coaches are there to help the kids. And you can't say enough about Coach Snyder, Coach Monroe, Coach Dorsey, all the other coaches, Coach Haynes, Coach Wingard, all these guys, all these men are all in for the kids. And I've said this a couple times, wrestling is not football. Wrestling is not basketball. It is not one of the primary spectator sports. But in the wrestling community in Gilmer County, you can't say enough about the parents, the coaches, and how they support these young men, you know, in all their wrestling endeavors.
Well, you know, it is a quality program with positive reinforcements, and I've seen that throughout the years. And you know, the young men not just wrestle, but there's such great positive reinforcement. I just want to say it's exciting. Gilmer County is known in the state of Georgia. It's known throughout the Southeast. Gilmer County Wrestling. Gilmer County Wrestling is known nationally in the United States and internationally. So you just can't beat that, can you? So
no, it's an amazing program.
If you're in the wrestling world and you're in the loop and you say Gilmer County, they know what you're talking about when it comes to wrestling, don't they?
Yes, sir.
Well, look, congratulations, Mark, on your whole entire family. I know your wife's excited, and tell her we said thank you. We know it's not you, Mark, so don't take credit for it. Tell Lisa we said thank you for all of the posts. We really appreciate that, all the updates and everything like that she's put on there. And we expect one more here in about an hour of a picture of medals, so we can get that shared out also on FetcherNews.com, Team FYN Sports. You guys have a safe trip down. When Matthew gets back, we're going to get him together with LT and get a nice interview about his trip before he takes off to, you said Fargo, right?
Fargo, North Dakota. Yes, sir.
Hey, you guys have a safe trip to Atlanta. Again, congratulations, Mark. Thanks for talking to us this morning.
Thank you, Brian. You have a great day.
You know, it's exciting. I like to talk to proud dad. He should be proud. I know Matthew. He's a great young man. And it is an exciting day for the Waddell family. And Gilmer Wrestling, he talked about Cameron Perry on the international stage. Gilmer Bobcat Wrestling is known throughout the state of Georgia, the whole Southeast, coast to coast in the United States, and now on the international stage once again. If you're in the wrestling world, you say Gilmer Bobcats, and they know where you're talking about. This is your host, BKP. We're going to come back and go through Fannin County, and at 8:30, don't forget Oscar Poole. Good morning from the front porch, Colonel Oscar Poole, 85 years young. And then we're going to get into our state and national topics. I've been asking all morning, what do you think about the rebel flag parades that took place in North Georgia or throughout the country? What do you think about NASCAR and them saying they can't have the rebel flag on the infield? Do you agree or disagree? Why do Republicans always say secure the border first? I'm going to explain that. It has something to do with Ronald Reagan. Yes, it has something to do with Ronald Reagan. I will explain that. Why they always say, every time one, Chuck Todd and all of them try to pin them down, what would you do with 11 million? What would you do with 11 million? I call real Republicans say, secure the border first. We'll talk about everything after that border secured. Everybody says, yes, but you got to have an answer. Secure the border first. I will tell you why that is always on the agenda for real Republicans. I call them real Republicans, Ronald Reagan Republicans. If you're a Reagan Republican out there, you say secure the borders first. Hey, Hillary Clinton, stand back. Everybody stand back. Hillary's coming through. Did you see her at that parade, that 4th of July parade, and her staff had a rope line keeping the media back? They were pulling a line around her so you could only get so close. Show them the gun line, boss. Show them the gun line. Hey, we'll be back in 3 minutes. First, let me read a couple of our sponsors. If you would like to be a sponsor on Good Morning from the Office, send us if you'd like to be a sponsor on Good Morning from the Office, send us a message. Chief@FetcherNews.com. If you have a pre-recorded commercial you would like to get on our show, also send us a message, Chief@FetcherNews.com. Newgroundmarket.com. That is located at 118 North Main Street, Ellijay, 706-455-3018. New Ground Market, find them on Facebook. Messrs. Orchard, go on Facebook, find Messrs. Orchards on Facebook. Blue Ridge Ace Hardware Amish Furniture. Check out the Amish Furniture at Blue Ridge Ace Hardware. We will be back in 3 minutes for a Fannin County segment. We don't have really time, do we?
It's 8:24.
Okay, well, we'll be back in 3 minutes. Let's just go to break here.
Better days ahead.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at DaysChevroletJasper.com.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. This is your host, BKP. We want to welcome to FYN TV this Monday, July 6th. Did you check out fireworks this weekend? Rain could not stop fireworks in North Georgia. They were beautiful everywhere you went. It was a great fireworks show. This Monday morning, it's 68 degrees already. The high today will be 85. Scattered thunderstorms this afternoon, so be prepared for that. Check us out on Facebook. We always put on Facebook what we're talking about. Check us out there. And also, follow us on Twitter at FetchYourNews.com. At FetchYourNews. Follow us on Twitter, hashtag GMFTO. We're going to we're running a little behind this morning. We were so glad to talk to Mark Waddell, Matthew Waddell's father, who is coming home, and we'll be seeing probably in about an hour or two a gold medal and a bronze medal from international competition at the Pan Am Games in Guadalajara, Mexico, I think it is. The 4th of July parade in Fannin County ended. It was a beautiful parade. Rain could not stop Blue Ridge's 4th of July parade. Everybody was in it. It was great. It was drizzly. But again, I want to give a big shout out to you out there for lining the streets. I actually thought Saturday morning, is this going to happen? It's going to rain. I'll tell you what, the rain's held off. It was a little misty, but the parade went on, and the streets were lined with people. So, hey, the patriotic spirit was out there, man. The Huey dedication, we're going to do a little more on that tomorrow. We don't want to just briefly go over that. We're going to get some names that were there, make sure we have everything correct. But at Veterans Memorial Park, I want to give another quick shout out to you out there. You showed up. I'm going to say just a couple hundred, and we want to say a big thank you to Dairy Queen for the food, cheeseburgers, hot dogs. We want to thank Joe over at Dairy Queen. Big shout out. Big shout out to Ingalls, the sheet cakes. They had all these sheet cakes with the pictures of the Huey helicopter in the center and drinks. So Ingalls and Dairy Queen, we want to give you a big shout out on the dedication. The men and women there. This was emotional. This was very emotional. I mean, they could not even discuss, Colonel Pletcher, the other gentleman could not even discuss the sound of the blades of that helicopter make when they were descending in Vietnam. They couldn't do it without getting emotional. And I really going to have a hard time this morning trying to repeat that without getting emotional. It's awesome. I want to give one more shout out. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. I'm going to do a special tomorrow so I don't cut this short on the Huey helicopter dedication. A couple hundred people there. Great turnout. It was raining then, and you showed up. Patriotic spirit. I mean, rain could not damper this day for the dedication of the Huey helicopter that had flown in Vietnam. I want to say thank you because they did. And I want to extend the thank you to Chairman Commissioner Bill Simons of Fannin County. They were told when they found this Huey helicopter in Sanford, Florida, that they had a helicopter that they could have here in Fannin, but it had to be out of there in 10 days. If it wasn't out of there in 10 days, it was gone. When they first tried to get a Huey helicopter, they were being told they could buy one for $500,000. When they were told they could have this helicopter in Sanford, Florida, they went to Chairman Bill Simons and said, hey, you told us if there was anything you could do to help, and we're here. Chairman Simons arranged to get that helicopter up here on a flatbed and made it happen. So I want to thank Chairman Bill Simons for making that happen, getting that helicopter here this morning. Fannin County, if you'll go to Fannin County this morning, you'll see the high school has announced a new dress code for the upcoming year. And also, if you go in the community section, you'll find our weekly Humane Society pet that we're trying to find a home for. Also, you can always find the Humane Society, and we encourage supporting them and all of our pet rescue facilities in North Georgia. Every Tuesday morning, don't forget, at 8:15, we have Financial Facts with John White from Financial Guidepost live every Tuesday morning at 8:15, and we'll have him here tomorrow. You can also find last week's Financial Facts with John White in our business section of FetchYourNews.com. We're going to take a brief break. We're running about 4 minutes behind. Now, good morning from the front porch from Colonel Oscar Poole, and he's going to tell you about his Bible. Somebody told me the other day, said, I like the old guy at 8:30. Oscar's 85 years young. He records his own stuff, puts it up. He asked me when he started, he said, now, can I do whatever I want? I said, you can do whatever you want, Colonel Poole. You're 85 years young. You do whatever you want. We'll put it up there. So this is Good Morning from the Front Porch, East Ellijay, Georgia, Colonel Oscar Poole. Then we're going to have a couple brief commercials, and we'll be back with our state and national. I'm going to do a Donald Trump segment, and I'm going to do a segment on Republicans that are for amnesty. Is amnesty okay? Should we try it? I don't know. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about also the fact that I think, and I'm going to get a pretty good flow going here after this break. I can feel it, because we're going to talk about the San Francisco illegal alien that killed this young girl in the arms of her father. Okay? We're going to talk about a couple more out there, and has Donald Trump tapped into something that nobody's talking about, but he's getting attacked for? We'll see. We'll be back right after this. Good Morning from the Front Porch with Colonel Oscar Poole.
Good morning once again from the Front Porch. GMFTP. Not good morning from the office, but good morning from the front porch. This is Oscar Poole. Today I want to talk about the BIBLE. The BIBLE. Yes, that's the book for me. I stand alone on the Word of God. The BIBLE. This book, the Bible, or Oscar Poole right here in East Ellijay on the front porch. Thank you, Brian and Kyle. For 61 years, I have used this book. This same book. You can see how it's all marked up. Can you see just a little on the inside there? Let me turn a few pages here so you can see. Would you say I have read? Yes, I have read this book. I've preached from it. Now, the Bible is the Word of God. That is properly understood. Now, the Bible is not the Word of God if it's improperly understood. And people are afraid of education, of theology school, and because our views change, because we learn the facts. This book, the Bible, is a collection of 66 books, 39 in the Old Testament, and the word testament means covenant or promise, the old promise, the old covenant, the Old Testament, and of course in the New, which 39 books in the Old Testament and 27 in the New. Isn't that right? 39 and 27 makes 66. It's a collection of books written over centuries. Did you know that this book was put together by politicians? Think about it. Oh, the Bible hadn't got anything to do with politics. Well, politicians put it together. They were the church state people, the intelligentsia in North Africa. It wasn't done in the United States or London or Paris. It was done in Africa, in North Africa, at the Council of Nicaea, 325 AD. That means for 3 centuries, there was no Bible, except floating around. And so a group got together under the direction of the Roman emperor, the Roman dictator, Constantinople, in the Council of Nicaea, that's North Africa, 325 AD. So for 3 centuries, there was no Bible or like this. And then not until the 15th century, I think, did we have the invention of the printing press, when the common man, after the Latin Vulgate, and all of the manuscripts were put together, did we even have this book. So for most of the years since Christ, BC, AD, Anno Domini, since Christ, there was no Bible. No Bible on the shelf. No Bible on the coffee table. In fact, there weren't any coffee tables. Did you know that this book contains the Word of God? Truth principles to guide us, to live by. But there are some things not in the Bible, such as how to fly a 747. Nor are the directions to get to Jasper, Georgia from Blue Ridge. Now you can get to Damascus, and they're not too detailed, but what a wonderful book this is. And I'm just beginning to start a discussion on this. The Bible, yes, that's the book for me. I stand alone. Well, I stand on the Word of God. The Bible, yes, that's the book for me. And I'm glad for our Judeo-Christian heritage right here in Gilmer County, Pickens County, and Fannin County, and regions beyond. In fact, the whole wide world. The Bible, yes, that's the book. But there are also other books. This is Oscar Poole. Have a good day.
Better days ahead.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at dayschevroletjasper.com.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, Senior Discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Hey, good morning from the office. This is your host, BKP. We're into our state and national segment of the show. Running a little behind this Monday morning, trying to get everything caught up. Give you a little insight of what's going on. Good morning from the office. We want to welcome all, your host here, BKP. Welcome to FYN TV. We're going to be telling you more about that every day. On the new website, there will be a button at the top that says FYN TV. So anytime you're going, you're looking for the show, looking for the upcoming show of Team FYN Sports Talk, you'll just click on FYN TV. You're going to see that on the new website. The new website will be publishing today. We have today is our scheduled go live event. Now, let me explain to you, because I told you at the opening of the show, if you're just tuning in, we do have some state and national viewers that come in at about 8:30, knowing we're going to get into those topics. We told you Friday about our new website. Well, today is what they call a go live event. So at 8 o'clock, they started doing a server review, as they call it. Then they will start, and I don't even know the exact times of this, it's just called go live event. Then they will start moving the content for 5 years. FetcherNews.com has content for 5 years that has to move into the new site. Everything will be there. I've had people ask, will this story be there? Well, everything that we've done for Fetcher News will be there. That's the big job and task that they have. This company just specializes in moving websites like that. The other things, but this is their specialty. Then they will start moving things, and eventually you will see a new site. So I understand I don't do well with this myself out there. Patience makes me a little nervous. But I understand between this morning and end of the day tomorrow, everybody will see FetcherNews.com, new website, pending. I hope there's nothing. So that we want to keep you informed of what's going on. We told you there'll be a new site. It's our go live day. There'll be changes as the day goes on. This Monday morning, it's already 72 degrees. The high today will be 85, scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. Team FYN Sports Talk coming to you soon from 10 to 12, Monday through Friday. As soon as we get the new site going, Team FYN Sports Talk. If you'd like to be a co-host on Team FYN Sports Talk, send us a message at chief@fetchernews.com or text us 706-889-9700. Now, we're into our state and national. Before we get too far, again, we want to congratulate the USA beats Japan 5-2 to win the women's World Cup. For the first time since 1999, the FIFA Women's World Cup is back in the hands of the U.S. women's national team, who defeated Japan 5-2 on Sunday before an estimated crowd of 53,341 in Vancouver, Canada. So congratulations there. To, again, the USA Women's World Cup winner, USA over Japan. I want to know, and I'm going to go through some of these because we're going to do a Donald Trump segment in a minute, but I want to know when we're going to focus on the real problems. And I'll make these pretty quick. 7-year-old boy among 7 killed in Chicago shooting over 4th of July weekend. Beginning Thursday night, and continuing through Sunday morning, 38 people were shot. 7 killed, okay? 7 killed. Sorry about that. In Chicago during 4th of July weekend. According to the Chicago Sun-Times, one of the Sunday fatalists was Sunday's fatalities. One of Sunday's fatalities was a 23-year-old man who was shot and killed about 2:30 a.m. in the northwest side of Albany Park neighborhood. 2 others with him were shot and wounded in another Sunday fatality, a 26-year-old sitting in a car in the 7700 block of South Shore Drive about 1 a.m. when someone walked up and fired shots into the car. A 17-year-old was shot in a separate incident and taken to the hospital where he is stable. On Friday, a different 17-year-old was shot and killed while playing basketball with his brother at the park. A gunman opened fire at around 4:45 p.m. They don't even wait for it to get dark, killing the high school junior. The boy's aunt said he was a loving child getting ready to be a senior at high school. He was going to start summer job on Monday. Another weekend fatality was a 7-year-old who was pronounced dead Sunday morning at 1:56 a.m. Brown was standing at the 1100 block on North Harding with a 26-year-old woman when shots rang out just before midnight. The woman was also shot in the chest and taken to Stroger Hospital where her condition stabilized. When in this country are we going to start talking about the real problems? When? Now, I know what you're saying out there. You mean Charleston, South Carolina wasn't a real problem? Yes, it's a real problem. But I'm talking about the real problems in this country. I'm talking about where the president ought to be. I want to see the president at this 7-year-old boy's funeral singing Amazing Grace. That's what I want to see. I want to see you fly out there. And I want to see you stand at this 17-year-old boy that was playing basketball in broad daylight that got gunned down in Chicago, where you're from, President Obama. I want to see you stand at his funeral and sing Amazing Grace. And I want to see you just talk about the crime, black on black, young black males being gunned down in these inner cities. Gunned down not by cops, not by whites, not by white supremacists. I want you to go out there and sing Amazing Grace for them. I'm not being a smart aleck. I'm not being smart, okay? I'm not being arrogant or cocky. I want to see you go sing Amazing Grace at that 7-year-old boy's funeral. 17-year-old broad daylight. How about you get out there to Chicago? Let's see how many of the 7 dead in Chicago this past weekend will the White House highlight, go out there, send officials to the funeral. Why? You can't get nothing out of it? It's not a tragedy worth your time, these inner cities, what's going on in this country? No, it's Confederate flag. No, when are we going to start talking about the real problems in this country? I bet you all of those guns, I bet you they were all legal, weren't they? I bet you they were all held. If you find out, I bet you those guns were all licensed and everybody had their permits. Wow. Huh? Really? When are we going to focus on the real problems? Now, I just wanted to get that out of the way because that really bothers me. I want to hear the guy go out there and sing Amazing Grace at that 7-year-old boy's funeral. Okay, now, I want to move through this quickly. Illinois, our next Greece, while we're on Chicago, $100 million in unfunded pension plans in Chicago, austerity cuts. Interesting. Now, Greece voted no on austerity cuts. We're not going to spend too much time on that, but they voted no. What are austerity cuts? Now, let me tell you something. If the Greeks, when you come in, if you're in debt, and you're on major debt, and you want help, and you want turned around, you bring a bank in, the bank's going to want to look at all your books. And then they're going to say, look, we can help you get this turned around. Okay? They're going to do two things. Bank's going to come in and say, you're beyond turning this around. Or this is how you can turn it around. But we're not going to loan you the money unless you do this, this, and this. And that's what happened over in Greece. The European Union, or the IMF, I'm not for sure, I've got all the articles, I've been reading them. They say if you want us to continue to help you, this is what you have to do, austerity cuts. No. The Greek people voted no, no more. I'll tell you right now, we're going to see what's next. Portugal, what's next? Spain. I'm going to tell you something. They're going to want these cuts, and if the Greeks have already defaulted on $1.7 billion fund they own the IMF. They've already defaulted on that payment. If they pull out, these people, you better pay attention. Now, I keep hearing the American financial institution or I keep hearing all the business networks telling me how small Greece is in comparable to the United States economy and how it's just a blip on the United States economy. And they're trying to sell me, in my opinion, that Greece is not that big deal to the United States. What Greece is, first and foremost, is a representation the United States needs to look at. These people are going to ATMs. This is not a country where there are no ATMs. This is not a country where they have no TV. This is not a third world country where they have no TV. They have, they have no cable. They have no running water. They have no sewer. They live in tin huts, mud huts. This is not that. This is a country where they work 40 hours or 28 hours a week, retire when they're 40, sit at the coffee shop, austerity cuts. No, not me. Union after union, socialism. This is a country where these people are going to the ATM. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Anytime anybody in the world can go to the ATM and their money is gone, it could happen anywhere. Because I know we live in the it could not happen to us. We live in that. It could happen anywhere. Could the U.S.? U.S. is $18 trillion in debt. Now, it's more important, and I'm not going, it's more important to argue over the Confederate flag. It's more important to argue over same-sex marriage. It's more important to all these commentators, George Stephanopoulos, Chuck Todd, it's more important for all of them to find out how candidates stand on same-sex marriage, how candidates stand on all of these issues, with the exception of the $18 trillion in debt. Now, if you will look at the Obama administration, George Bush, let me make this quick for those of you that say, well, you're not bringing George Bush into play. The debt went up during George Bush. Don't ever get confused. I do not think George W. Bush was a conservative. I'm sorry. When you see the billboard say, do you miss me now? I'm sorry. No, George W. Bush was not a conservative, okay? The debt skyrocketed during George W. Bush. Yes, it did. Tell the truth. But if you look at when Barack Hussein Obama took the presidency to now, if you take the amount the debt has increased, you give that next president, say Hillary Clinton, that next shot, I understand around 24 trillion. We're at 18. I understand about 24 trillion is our point of no return. So Greece, you better pay attention. I don't have time to go through every single article. But I want to tell you this. I'm going to get to a Donald Trump segment, and I want to do it all at one time. So I want to get through some of my other ones, okay? Puerto Rico. Now, every time something happens like Confederate flag, all I keep hearing is how we avoided ISIS or our security levels prevented an attack, on and on and on. And I always think every time the media, all the media, no matter who they are, Fox, ABC, CBS, NBC, when they all get on this, home attack, all the chatter, security levels high, I always wonder what is going on in Washington, and you do too out there. Polls say you do too. What's really happening out there? Puerto Rico debt crisis hits Congress. Told you this last week. If you'll go back and look at the show last week, I was telling you just last week, the Puerto Rican debt crisis hits Congress. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know. You need to call if you have an Oppenheimer fund. I read this article last week. If you have an Oppenheimer fund, I would listen to this. A looming debt crisis in Puerto Rico is setting off a fresh fight in Congress where lawmakers are debating a statutory fix that could allow the island territory to declare bankruptcy. Now, They may declare bankruptcy. $72 billion. $72 billion in debt. How? Sitting on the beach. What are these people doing down there in this little island that they got $72 billion? I mean, you're going to have to explain this one to me. I mean, you know, the 3 counties we cover, I think, are bigger than Puerto Rico. How do these people get $72 billion in debt? Are they down there playing? They're down there playing dominoes all day. Every time I see a picture of Puerto Rico, or is that Cuba? Or is Cuba the new Puerto Rico? Okay. Every time I look, they're down there playing dominoes in Puerto Rico. What in the world is going on that they have this kind of debt in Puerto Rico? Huh? 70. Now, I have told you this. Advocates of change say it would resolve a technical oversight from a decade-old bankruptcy law where skeptics warn that it could throw into question billions of dollars of debt now owned by investors across the country. Earlier this week, Puerto Rico's governor declared that the nation's $72 billion pile of debt was too much to handle. Can't take it no more. We just like Greece. We're not writing any more checks. It's over. To avoid the death spiral, the governor, Padilla, I think it is, Padilla or whatever, said the Commonwealth, not a state, but a Commonwealth, would have to break its promise to pay some money it owed. Okay. The bankruptcy code is thrown into Congress, middle of the matter. A lawmaker will need to quickly pass a new law if Puerto Rico is going to gain access to the nation's bankruptcy courts. They want to get, you say, well, what's Puerto Rico? It's a territory. We own Puerto Rico, people. All right, they will do it. It's the nation's bankruptcy courts. Senator Chuck Schumer and Richard Blumenthal, Democrat from Connecticut, are working to build support for similar legislation in the Senate. I'm going to tell you right now, in 1984 update, the nation's bankruptcy law left Puerto Rico out of the picture apparently by accident. Puerto Rico is wanting to bankrupt their debt and their bondholders. They want their bondholders, they want to bankrupt their bondholders, and you need to watch this. If you hold any funds in Puerto Rico, don't trust anything here. We've seen the New York State. Was it New York State that rewrote the bankruptcy laws to allow General Motors to jump over bondholders and give General Motors basically to the unions? Be careful out there, okay? All right, now I want to go over a couple more things before I get to Donald Trump here. Hillary Clinton, and we're going to get back this week to the emails, and we're going to get back to the emails and everything like that. Hillary Clinton ties up reporters with a rope on Independence Day. Maybe maybe next she'll have them hogtied. Hillary Rodham Clinton flunkies used a rope to corral the press walking with her Saturday in a 4th of July parade in Gorham, New Hampshire. This picture is really making the rounds of the way Hillary Clinton's people held a rope line in front of her, keeping her away from the media. I mean, you can see cameras reaching over the line, but they are holding this rope so you don't get close to Hillary Clinton. I'm going to tell you, people, this wouldn't matter if people are paying attention, okay? This would matter if people were paying attention. I don't think people are paying attention, sadly enough. It is a terrible, people are not paying attention. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to tell you, this is going to be, look, you're going to want to stay with this because it's going to bring all the candidates in line. It's going to be a presidential Monday morning segment that is going to highlight Donald Trump, but he is, it's just like, what's his name? Kasich said out there in Ohio, he said, I would have thought when Jeb Bush announced he would have took all the air out of the room. No, who would have thought when Donald Trump announced he would have took all the air out of the room? We're going to talk about that when we come back. We're going to do just a segment on presidential politics, Donald Trump, and maybe he's on to something that the other politicians are not catching on to. This is your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care, even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at dayschevroletjasper.com.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Good morning from the office. We're glad to have you back. BKP here, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Welcome all. We're going to go over a couple things, and then I'm going to get into my Donald Trump segment. And it's not just a Donald Trump segment. What do you think about amnesty? What do you think about illegal aliens? What do you think about what Donald Trump has said recently. Has it just festered and now it's exploding what he said? Why is it resonating with people? Why is what Donald Trump resonating? Why is Jeb Bush and Chris Christie and Rick Perry of all people, why are they saying that, why are they lashing out at Donald Trump? We're going to do a whole Donald Trump segment, but it has to do with everything in the Republican Party right now that I'm convinced about. So you want to stay tuned just for that. But before we get started, welcome to FYN TV. This is FYN TV. There will be a button on our new website that just says FYN TV. Monday, July 6th here. We have 74 degrees already. High today is 85. Scattered thunderstorm this afternoon. Check us out on Facebook. If you'd like to be on the show, 706-889-9700. If you'd like to be on the show, I am looking for an assistant, BKP here. If you would like to get in touch with me about that, my email is chief@fetchernews.com. chief@fetchernews.com. Email, scheduling, research for the show, and a little bit of everything. So if you'd like to be, if you're interested in that, chief@fetchernews.com. This over here in the view is our counterbalance chair. Counterbalance chair over here. If you have an opposing view of your host, we would like to start a segment once a week and have somebody in the counterbalance chair. Now, let's get a little opinionated. Let's get a little opinionated. I think there's two things you ought to do in the morning. This is your host, BKP. Now, you think there's things you need to do in the morning. I had a guy come up to me this weekend that said, hey, you know what, this is what I do every morning when I drink my coffee, whatever. There's two things I think you should do every morning. I think you should read your Bible, and that's me, that's BKP. I think you should spend some time in the Bible, get your day started. And I also think you should read 2 or 3 pages out of the Reagan Diary. Kindly read the Bible and then Reagan Diary.
The other Bible.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. The Reagan Diary. So that's what I think you ought to do every morning. But now, were you around in the 80s? And Kyle, this is the whole segment. Everything you're hearing now is the segment that we're going to cut out and put up. Were you around in the 80s? Dumb question, right? How about 1986? Were you around 1986, right? Now, I'm going to tell you why in 1986 this does not resonate with you that much. And I'm going to tell you something about immigration in Mexico particularly, that you're not going to like. You're not going to like it, okay? Now, 1984, and earlier than that, but 1984, we see this very strong illegal immigration coming into the United States. We're told there's 3 million illegals. Now, did you know in 1984 we had that mass influx of illegals? A lot of you did not know that. And I'll tell you why. Because it was predominantly men. Now, stay with me. It was predominantly Mexican males that had crossed the border on freight trains and anywhere they could, hiding in trucks, whatever they could do, to get to the United States to work. Now, there's a difference. You need to stay with me on this, okay, because this is laced with a whole lot of truth, and you're going to have to brace yourself to handle some of this, okay? Now, in 1984, these men were coming across because we needed the labor force. You don't think we did? We needed the labor force. I've seen thousands. I've seen one area where they were building 10,000 houses at one time. There was not enough people to work. Not enough people. There wasn't. We had construction sites in 1984. We begged people. Begged for more and more people. Didn't have it. Didn't have it. So here we have these men, predominantly men, mostly, coming from Mexico and leaving their families. All right? They left their families and they came here to work. The reason you don't know that, some of you are saying, I know that. A lot of you don't. I'll tell you, especially Jeb Bush, he's clueless on this. I'm sorry. I understand if he called right now, I'd interview him. But they're clueless on this because they were not engaged, okay? So in 1984, all these Mexican men come here, and why didn't you know? Because they were not in your school. They were not in your Walmart. You went to the grocery store, you didn't see them. You didn't see them. I'm going to give you a lesson here that you're not going to like. Because they would come, all the men would come, and they would live in one apartment. They would go rent 2 apartments in these inner cities. We'll throw out Plainfield, New Jersey, New Brunswick, New Jersey, Easton, Pennsylvania. They would go rent these apartments, and yes, they would house 15, 16 at a time in there. All men. You didn't see them. They didn't go out and play soccer on Sunday like they do now. They didn't come out of the house. They came out of the house, they got in the van, they went to work, they come back, they went back in the house. They sent one person to the grocery store because at that time illegal immigration was, something a very big concern. They were actually afraid of getting picked up then. Okay? So they sent one guy to the grocery store. One guy. Okay? And this is the guy that could speak English. This is the guy that, if asked questions, could answer the questions and get out of the store. One guy. So you go in the grocery store. You better pay attention. This is true. You go in the grocery store, and you see one guy with 3 buggies. 2 guys, 3 buggies, $400, and they pay with cash, okay? And they leave. All right? You did not see them in your schools. The children were not here. The wives were not here. Were not here. So you did not realize, a lot of you, that 3 million of them were here working every day in this country. But they were hidden. And you didn't know it because it was just the men back in 1984, just the men. The wives and the children were still in Venezuela. They were still in El Salvador. There was El Salvadorans come over. Venezuelans came over. Guatemalans, Mexicans, the women and children were still there. That's why you didn't know it. Now, as the nation's attention turns back to the fractured debate over immigration, it might be helpful to remember that in 1986, I know this firsthand, in 1986, Ronald Reagan signed a sweeping immigration reform bill into law. Ronald Reagan, he tried this. Okay? It was sold as a crackdown. Ronald Reagan, it was sold as a crackdown. Okay? There would be tighter security at the Mexican border, and employers would face strict penalties for hiring undocumented workers. But the bill also made any immigrant who entered the country before 1982 eligible for amnesty, a word not usually associated with the father of modern conservatism. So now when we think of Ronald Reagan, okay, we think of Ronald Reagan, we don't like to discuss amnesty, we don't like to discuss anything about this, okay? Now, the big difference is, whether you like it or not, Reagan did this with Congress. Reagan did it with Congress. He did not do this with executive session, executive order. He did not do, Ronald Reagan did not do amnesty with executive, he did this through Congress. This is why part of the aversion is due to what was widely seen as a failure of the Reagan's 1986 Immigration Reform and Control Act. However, one of the lead authors of the bill says that unlikely most immigration reform efforts for the past 20 years, amnesty wasn't the pitfall. We use the word legalization, and everybody fell asleep lightly for a while, and we were able to do legalization. Look, here's what happened. Ronald Reagan demanded border security and tighter reforms and he allowed $3 million if they had all their paperwork. I could go on and read. That's why border security is always a Republican's first thing. Border security. Ronald Reagan offered it one time. One time. You can argue all day whether you like it or not. One time. Now, why is it a problem today? Why is it a problem today? And we're getting into amnesty, and we're talking about from 3 to 11 million and so on, because the wives and the children are here now. Absolutely. And whether you like it or not, Donald Trump's on to something. The first 3 million that came to work, because I know them personally, they're my age. I can rattle you off names that I worked with back in 84 and 86. In 1986, I told you the story. I took several Hispanics, Latinos to Philadelphia, Dover, New Jersey. I took several to immigration and helped them get their paperwork done. I personally did it, okay? I remember. They worked. The first wave that came in here of 3 million from south of the border, they came here for jobs. They came here to do the construction. They came here to mix the concrete. They came here to work. Those were hard-working men, and what women came. They were, I've seen it firsthand. Now, what have they done since 1986, 96, 2006, almost 30 years? Now, when Ronald Reagan signed this, instead of securing the border like the deal was supposed to, the border did not get secured. Okay? Now, when he signed this, the wives got to come. They started bringing the children. That's when they said, 1986, this is why it's taken 30 years. Now you got next generation. They're not coming for the jobs. Now, the National Chamber of Commerce wants to lead you to believe that they're all crossing this border now. They crossed in 1982 and 84. They crossed then for the jobs. In 2015, they're not crossing this border today for the jobs. They're crossing the border today because 30 years have passed, and their children have children now, and they have been told all you got to do is get on this side of the border, and from welfare to health care to rent assistance, no matter what it is, America is free. It's not the land to get a job anymore. It's the land to come here and live for free. That's why they're coming now. I'm going to look you right in the camera and tell you. That's your influx. Now, why are you so upset about it that you weren't in 1984? Why are you upset now? When we come back from the break, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you why I think Donald Trump's on to something here. Stay with us. We'll be back in 3 minutes. BKP, good morning from the office.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at dayschevroletjasper.com.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
Hey, good morning from the office. This is your host, BKP. We're back talking illegal immigration, and we're going to talk just a little more about it. I won't bring it around. I could get stuck on this, but in 1986, when Ronald Reagan attempted to allow 3 million to get what is considered today as amnesty, sorry about that, is considered today amnesty. The deal was, that's why you always hear Republicans say secure the border first, because it didn't work. Ronald Reagan made an attempt to fix it, made an attempt to secure the border and stop this. He made an attempt, whether you like it or not. He did it through Congress, not through executive order, but it didn't work, okay? That's why a true Republican will say secure the border first, because we tried this once in 1986. And the deal was the border was supposed to get secured. That was the deal, that Congress was supposed to secure the border. Now, when they legalized this, the 3 million, the wives, the children started coming. Guess what happened? Eventually they started getting here. It took a period of years. They started going to school. They didn't do this in 1984. You didn't see the kids in school. Your children did not come home and say, well, you know, little Jose and little Lupe and little Marguerite and, you know, whatever. You didn't say they were in my class and they don't speak English, okay? You were not hearing that at home, so you did not know it. You were going to the grocery store and you were not bumping into them. Now you started bumping into them at the grocery store. You started finding out that your Board of Education had to increase their budgets because they had to hire special teachers. They had to hire teachers just to teach these classes with these young Hispanic kids in there now. Now it's starting to hit home, and you're saying, whoa, what happened here? I'm going to tell you it happened back in 1982 when Congress let you down in 86 and did not secure your border, okay? Now, you don't know what to do because the wives are here, the children are here, they've taken over cities. When I say they, I'm sorry, it sounds like that. I'm I'm like Donald Trump. I got nothing against Hispanics. Okay? Now, let me tell you something they will not tell you. The Hispanics in 1986 that became legal under Ronald Reagan, they want safe workplaces. They want safe neighborhoods, the Latinos do. They want safety for their children. They want good education. These are the ones from 1986, the workers that came here, the actual workers that are my age. Okay? They want, okay? When you see, they want security for their families. They want legal immigration. They want people to do what they did. They went through it. Whether you agree with what they did or not, they had to take rent receipts, they had to take work receipts, they had to take everything they had to get their paperwork correct. All right? They want the same thing for you, if illegals. Now, Donald Trump makes this comment, and he catches on to something. We have a situation, man arrested in connection with a San Francisco killing has been deported several times. This guy was in a sanctuary city. The man arrested in connection with the seemingly random killing of a woman who was out for a stroll. Okay? This woman was out for a stroll with her father along the San Francisco waterfront, is an illegal immigrant who previously has been deported 5 times, federal immigration officers say. This woman was shot. Catherine Steinle was killed Wednesday evening at Pier 14, one of the busiest tourist destinations in the city. Francisco Sanchez is the one been arrested. I'm telling you the truth. What is a sanctuary city inside? You know, there's the embassies. When you go to other countries, embassies are sanctuaries. Well, what is a sanctuary city within the walls of this country? Now, Trump, they have gone crazy over what Trump said. Now, I brought up, there's a website, and I want you to look at it when you get a chance. Okay? They brought up, this is Victims of Illegal Alien Memorial. In honor of thousands of American citizens killed each year by illegal aliens, deaths that could have been prevented if Congress and the President would have secured our border and enforced existing U.S. immigration laws. The list is endless. Catherine Kate Steinle, 32, daughter, sister, friend, allegedly murdered in San Francisco. That's the top of the list, the latest one. A previously deported illegal alien from Mexico has been charged with the July 1st murder of Catherine Stein, 32, of San Francisco. Bob Berry Jr., 58, veteran sportscaster. I can't pronounce all the name. 26 years old, killed him. Deported illegal for a previously deported illegal alien from Mexico has been arrested for the cause of the 21st traffic death by Bob Berry Jr., a popular veteran Oklahoma City sportscaster. Michael Grubbs, 63, father, grandfather, veteran, and friend, allegedly killed by 29-year-old illegal alien. Grant Ronnebeck, 21. This is all over the United States. Okay? Jamie, now when you get down here, you keep scrolling down. Shane Oxendine, 17, son, brother, student, friend. Rafado Moreno Velea, 29 years old, drunk driving, illegal alien. You see this kid here, Parker Moore, 20 years old, son, student, athlete in his football uniform, murdered by a 33-year-old illegal alien. This thing goes on and on and on. If you go there, it is just search Ohio Jobs and Justice PAC. They have put this together. OJJPAC.org. OJJPAC.org. These are hundreds of Americans that's killed by illegal aliens. They come over here, they get cars, they drink, they drive, they have no license. They've been released 2 and 3 times, some of them with a DUI. Donald Trump might be on to something here. I want to ask you one thing, one more. and I will move on from this. How about these 2 young ladies dead from an illegal alien drunk? 25 Americans killed each day by drunk illegal drivers from the website Victims of Foreign Nationals and Illegal Aliens Crimes. Tessa Tranchant, 16, and Allison Cunhart, 17, were killed in Virginia Beach on March 30th, 2007, when a car driven by a drunk driver, illegal alien Alfonso Ramirez, plowed into the rear of their vehicle as they were waiting for a green light at an intersection drunk. How about calling their parents? Maybe Donald Trump's on to something here. Now, I'm running out of time, so let me make sure I get to this. They keep piling on. I'm going to tell you something. You're finding out the politicians that are amnesty driven. I don't want to call, I don't like, Donald Trump says things, Mexicans are rapists and this. I truly know that Donald Trump doesn't mean every Mexican, but if they're coming across that southern border, they're not the brain surgeons, and they're not the doctors, and they're not the pharmacists, or they're not the nuclear physicists, or they're not the top echelon of Mexico coming across that southern border. Let me tell you something. If you're walking across that southern border, odds are you're probably running from a cartel down there, and you hear everything's free on this side of the border. I like this question that came from and I have to say, George Stephanopoulos asked probably the dumbest question I've ever heard asked. Ever's a long time, so I'm going to say it anyway. He says yesterday, talking about Donald Trump, how long do you think he'll stay in the race? Dumbass, he's the front runner. He's right there with Jeb Bush. He may be the nominee. I know what I just called you, but why are you asking how long will he stay in the race? You're talking about the guy that is possibly the front runner. Now, why does he have Jeb Bush upset? Why is Ted Cruz the only one defending him right now? I'll tell you why Ted Cruz is the only one defending him right now. Ted Cruz catches on. He's catching on. Now, I'm sorry about that comment for George Stephanopoulos, but how could you ask how long he will stay in the race? Right now, there's multiple polls that have him the front runner. There's polls that have Jeb Bush the front runner, and there's polls that have him in the top 3 and 4. But you want to run Rick Perry. Are you trying to get Rick Perry some traction? As Donald Trump said, Rick Perry needs some better glasses. You're trying to run Rick Perry, that is polling, 2% to get him on the stage? Chris Christie said the wall will never be built. Why is the media trying to get Donald Trump off the stage and Chris Christie on the stage, Rick Perry on the stage, and Jeb Bush? I tell you what, I predict that the Democrats will come out and vote in every Republican primary they can. We're going to talk about that when we come down the other side of the break. This is my Donald Trump segment, Republican Party. Republicans, get ready for the Democrats to pick your next nominee. Again, a moderate, because a conservative can't be beat when you run as a conservative. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Good morning from the office. Your host, BKP.
A better price is just the beginning at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Everything is better. Our huge Chevy selection, our bigger Days discounts and low price guarantee, our outstanding customer care. Even our easy access to credit approval is better with the Days Fast Track Credit Center. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, the North Georgia Mountains #1 volume Chevy dealer. See us online at DaysChevroletJasper.com.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Trust your next oil change to Sean and Lisa from Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, where service is our top priority. Brotherhood Oil offers oil changes, tire services, transmission flushes, and auto detailing. Monday, Veterans Day. Tuesday, Ladies' Day. Wednesday, senior discount. Brotherhood Oil offers a clean, comfortable waiting area and will have you in and out and on your way. Brotherhood Oil in Blue Ridge, located behind CVS Pharmacy.
New Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Highway 515 South, Jasper. SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
And we're back. Good morning from the office. BKP, your host. We've only got 15 minutes. Now, I have to make an admission. I want to send out an apology to all the viewers out there if I've seemed just a little scattered. I'm going back and forth between breaks on the with the website designer. They're telling us not to post no more in the old website. We've got that covered. They're telling me some steps they're doing. We got that covered. So I'm answering some questions at the break with the website developers as we're trying to move our new website today. And, so there you go, working on that. So my apologies for being a little scattered this Monday morning, July 6th at 9:43. If you watched any of the morning shows, I watched 4 of them. Everyone found somebody to pile on Donald Trump. All right, now Ted Cruz is the only one that said Donald was bold, he liked Donald Trump, and he wasn't going to have Republican on Republican crime, as he called it, okay? So Republicans have definitely gone after each other, but they've all joined in and going after Trump, every one of them, all right? And you found out this weekend, and you're finding out, it took the other Republican candidates, Jeb Bush, it took them all 2 or 3 weeks to figure out which way they needed to go on this. And I'll tell you why. They're waiting for their corporate backers. I mean, Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio and some of these, and Chris Christie, they should be wearing NASCAR jackets. They should be driving around it. Their motorcade should look like NASCAR. And I'll tell you why, because they're sponsored. I know there's an argument out there, that's not very nice. But I'm telling you, they waited to find out exactly what their corporate sponsors wanted them to say, okay, and wanted them to do. And always follow the money, always follow the money. They wanted to find out what they're supposed to do on this, because they're for amnesty, and their true colors have come out. Marco Rubio, their true colors have come out for amnesty, okay? Now, Cruz is the only one that catches on. And right now, whether you like it or not, if Donald Trump would leave the race, tomorrow he would probably get up and endorse, and you might think, oh gosh, that would be the death knell. I don't think so. He would probably endorse Ted Cruz right now, because Cruz is the only one that catches on. Cruz is the only one. Now Saturday or Sunday morning, they had this black gentleman was on there that lost his son that was killed. His son was killed by an illegal alien. And they don't know, the media doesn't know what to do with this, because this black guy says Donald Trump was right. They can't stand that. Donald Trump was right. And they don't know what to do with it. But this has brought the Republican candidates to the surface of how they really feel. Now, you know, Ted Cruz says he's not going to be involved in Republican on Republican violence as this gets argued. But the one thing I noticed, okay, nobody discussed why Trump's polls ratings are going up. Instead of asking all of the candidates, the Chris Christies and the Rick Perry and all of the candidates that they talked to, Jeb Bush is growling in the audience, no Republican that I know. He's personally offended because his wife is Latino. Nobody asked the questions this weekend. You don't hear anybody asking the question, okay, why are Trump's poll numbers going up? Nobody's talking about that. They won't bring that to light for nothing. Why the poll numbers are going up. Trump says, why are they not catching on to this? Or are they catching on? Trump's poll numbers going through the roof. They're going through the roof. Now, what about Trump comes out, the other part that won't talk about jobs. Trump comes out and says he will be the greatest job creator president ever in history, ever. See, Trump doesn't need the money. They got mad. He stood on stage, he said, I'm rich, I'm real rich, and he don't need the money. He's not out doing fundraisers and having to beg people. They all came to him. Remember last election? They came to him. Mitt Romney is the voice of the party? Really? Mitt Romney's the voice of the party? Look, I'm going to tell you now, Trump don't need the money. He's not out fundraising. He's just out, saying what's going on. He is more connected to the regular people in this country than any candidate. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, any candidate in the race. Donald Trump's more connected to what's going on. Obviously, he has an ear to the ground and people are telling him, and he actually listens. Okay? Because here's what he said. He said he didn't understand. He don't understand. If you're a liberal, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, it doesn't matter what you are. I mean, you want to secure your borders, and you don't want to be unsafe. You don't want to get killed by an illegal. I mean, this unites. Democrats don't want to go to the grocery store and risk getting hit by a drunk driver that's an illegal alien. This crosses party lines. I think they're a nervous wreck. See, I think Donald Trump gets Democrat voters. I think he gets every voter. Not every vote. He gets every kind of voter out there, Donald Trump does. Okay, he gets every kind. Because let me tell you something. Liberals want to go to the grocery store and back and not get hit by a drunk driver. That's exactly right. Donald Trump doesn't understand why there's not more outrage. Now, he wants to also be the greatest jobs president. Why do we need a jobs president? Why do we? Donald Trump says he wants to be the greatest job president ever in the history of this country. Unemployment's 5.3, 5.5, 4, somewhere around there, right? Unemployment. Why would we need a great jobs creator? I mean, at 5% unemployment, because I'm going to tell you something. You read all the articles out there, and you will find out. Unemployment is not 5.4. It's like Donald Trump. Donald Trump says the real number's around 20. Donald Trump says it's a joke. Why are his poll numbers going up? Let me tell you something. You have people working for $30,000 a year that were making 70, that are trying to find 2 jobs. They're working 2 jobs. Okay, you have, since 1977, I think it is, you have the largest amount of people out of the workforce ever, out of the workforce, that have fallen off the rolls. If everybody in the workforce that have fallen off the rolls were included, you don't have no 5.4 unemployment. I'm telling you now. Now, when people like Rick Perry and people like that start saying they want to put more penalties, well, they didn't say penalties, but they want more enforcement for employers not to hire illegals. Chris Christie says, you know, a wall, not going to happen. I mean, that's rhetoric. He's the truth teller out there, Chris Christie. Not going to happen. A wall's not going to take place in Mexico. We need more sophisticated surveillance of the border, he says, and then we need to put more pressure on employers who employ these illegal aliens. Now, I will tell you what I told somebody. I've had this argument. Why is it if I'm in Georgia today, if an illegal alien walks in Georgia today from Mexico, South America, and looks for a job, and they walk in and fill out an application, do you realize they've already basically crossed 1,000 miles of this country before they came in to your office this morning in Georgia, or in North Carolina, or in Virginia, or in Ohio? They have already crossed thousands of miles. Why do the employers of this country have to be what I call border security? I mean, E-Verify. We're going to strengthen E-Verify. We're going to strengthen E-Verify. We're going to strengthen E-Verify. We're going to penalize the employer that gives the job if he doesn't ask for enough documentation and make sure every I's dotted and T's crossed. But God forbid you ask somebody to provide a driver's license to go vote. Now, you tell somebody you want a picture ID to go down here and cast a vote, and all HE double hockey sticks breaks out, and the ACLU, and everybody just breaks out in hives because you ask somebody for documentation to vote. But then you want to turn around and say E-Verify. Now, I'm not against E-Verify, but I am so tired of you coming out with why do the employers in this country that work so hard day in, day out, the small business owners, why do they now have to add to the list of things they do? Why do they have to be the border security too? That's basically what you mean. Oh, wait a minute. You have just walked through our door. We have a help wanted sign up. I know you have these 3 pieces of documentation, and normally I could give you a job. But since the government has now deputized me as border security, I must now put you through several more. I don't want to be the border security. Stop them at the border. Let me tell you something. If they get 1,000 miles in the United States and they can go apply for a job, we got a different problem. You understand? I know it's 9:53. I've got to get out of that. I want to tell you right now, we're going to come back to this tomorrow because here's my prediction. Here's my prediction is the Jeb Bush prediction. I think the Democrats know they can run against Jeb Bush. Oh, absolutely. Even Hillary. They know they can. They know they can run against a moderate. So the media will convince everybody they need a moderate, okay, because it's worked out so well with John McCain and Mitt Romney. When a Republican runs as a conservative, right here, Ronald Reagan, a conservative wins. The country's ready for a conservative president. I'm going to tell you, I guarantee that this morning. I will write that down, okay? Guarantee country's ready for a conservative president. And I will guarantee Latinos are ready for a conservative president. Blacks are actually ready for a conservative. I guarantee. I know you're yelling. I don't know what I'm talking about. American people, over 50%, are wanting a conservative president right now that they can trust. Okay? Now, Georgia has an open primary. South Carolina, open primary. They know Hillary Clinton's going to win. Hillary Clinton will not lose. So the Democrat Party in Georgia will summons every Democrat to go on Election Day and vote for Jeb Bush. It's just like the Democrats in South Carolina ran to the polls to vote for John McCain. Absolutely. They're going to do that in Georgia. And I'm going to tell you tomorrow how Georgia could actually, how a conservative can win in Georgia. I'll tell you that tomorrow. But right now, the open poll, I know the SEC primary I keep hearing about, and I'm excited about it. But I'm going to tell you now, Republicans are in a big mess in these open, because unless Joe Biden jumps in, if Joe Biden jumps in, then they can't afford to waste their vote. Right now, Bernie Sanders, yeah, okay, I know they're trying to create some hype on the Democrat side. O'Malley's, what happened to him? I don't know what happened to him. Webb, I don't know what happened to him. Webb, nothing serious. They know Hillary's got a lock, so they can waste their vote and run and vote. The Democrats can run and vote for Republicans to get you a nice Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio. Yes, I know you're not calling him you're not calling him a moderate, but I'm just telling you. Hey, this is your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. This is North Georgia's only live online morning show. I want to again apologize this morning for seeming a little scattered. I'm getting messages back and forth from the website company that is transferring things, so I'm having to keep an eye on that. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, sometime later today, you will start seeing the new FetcherNews.com. Remember, welcome to FYN TV. If you see the new FetcherNews.com tomorrow morning, click on FYN TV. Click on FYN TV to watch our show. Find us on Facebook. We'll do everything to make sure you know how to find us tomorrow on FetcherNews.com. Our new website, we want to welcome White, when it comes up and you see it, we want to welcome White, Dawson, Lumpkin, Union Towns, Cherokee, North Carolina, and Murray to the FYN family. Team FYN Sports Talk, Monday through Friday from 10 to 12. We are looking for co-hosts. If you would like to be a co-host for Team FYN Sports Talk, let us know at chief@FetcherNews.com. Team FYN Sports is looking for somebody that is interested in Rebel football. If you'd like to cover Rebel football for all the home and away games, send us a message, chief@FetcherNews.com. BKP, I'm looking for an assistant here. If you would like to email scheduling, research for the show, send me a message, chief@FetcherNews.com. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 8:15, Financial Facts with John White from Financial Guidepost. That'll be live at 8:15. Let me make sure I haven't forgotten anything else. Before we leave today, Pickens County Rec Department will be having a movie Under the Stars July 24th. Gates open at 6 p.m. And they will be showing Big Hero 6 free admission. Salon 84 in color, located on West Church Street in Jasper. Call for an appointment today, 706-253-9876. Clock Tower Gift and Boutique, also located in Jasper. Woodbridge Inn, located in Jasper. Downtown Sensations, located at 28 South East Street. 706-692-7565. Tanning packages available. Sensations. 1907 Restaurant off the square in LJ. Mattress overstock. Go see Gary, Richard, Rhonda, the mattress lady, for the best mattress at the best price. They truly want to help you sleep better. Located in the East LJ Walmart Shopping Center. Mention you heard this ad on Fetch and receive a special gift with your purchase. Call them today with any questions, 706-698-7378, or come in for a great deal. Go see Gary, Richard, Rhonda, the mattress lady, East LJ Walmart Shopping Center. Promo code Fetch Your News. Get that discount I got set up for you. LJ Fitness, check out LJ Fitness, 379 River Street in LJ, 706-636-2348. New Ground Market, find them on Facebook or newgroundmarket.com. Messrs. Orchards, find them on Facebook. Go to Blue Ridge Ace Hardware and check out the Amish furniture. Also at East LJ Walmart Shopping Center, my friends Bill and Allison over at North Georgia Diamond, go over and say hello at North Georgia Diamond to Bill and Allison. This is your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. And again, you have a nice day. We'll be back tomorrow morning, and I promise once we get all this website stuff settled, my flow might get back in order. My number is 706-889-9700. Send me messages at chief@fetchyournews.com. Have a nice day. Enjoy your day. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.